Hi guys! Welcome back to our classroom. I know you're not here right now, but you can pretend. Today we're going to be talking about lines, and you might be thinking, why in the world do we need to be talking about lines? Well, lines are super important. Lines can be used in art, if you're drawing, or in math, if we're drawing shapes or talking about perimeter of something. They also are really important in geography, which is when you're like looking at maps, mapas, and trying to figure out where something is. Also, if we're talking about direction, if we say that we're going to the right for 3 miles, on a map you might need to be able to draw a line that goes for 3 miles. So lines are really important, and they're especially important because you have a paper for them. So I want you to get out your paper where it talks about lines and points and all those things, and then it actually has information about those 4 different things that we're going to be talking about today: points, lines, rays, and line segments. There's information on your paper, but I'm also going to give you some information on the board, and maybe we'll do a few examples together so that you understand. Okay. So the first thing we're going to talk about is a point. So I know that we can point with our finger, and then there's also a point at the end of our sentence called a punctuation mark or a period. But in math, we also have this thing called a point that we use for maps. If we're trying to find the exact location, if we're trying to find El Camino in Bafate, Colón on a mapa, then we need to know the point that it's at. A point looks just like this. Well, it looks just like a period. It doesn't matter how big or how small. That is a point. And a point is a dot or an exact location. If it's on a map and I point to it, there's the point, that's where it is. It's not moving, okay? That's a point. It's not moving. We could label that point A. That's point A. It's not point B. It's only point A because that's what it says, okay? A line. Everyone knows what a line is. If I asked you to draw a line on your paper, you could draw a beautiful line on your paper, but what you probably didn't know about a line is that it goes on forever and ever and ever. A line looks like this, but in math when we talk about a line, you always have to draw arrows on both sides to show that it goes on forever and ever in each direction. A line is a straight path, and if you don't know what path means, a straight camino. A straight path that goes on forever in both los dos direcciones, directions. Both directions. So a line has to have arrows on both sides. Okay? Awesome. A ray is something probably new that you haven't seen before. An array looks like this. There's a point, and there's a line with an arrow. This is called a ray. It means a line with an end point. So it only goes on forever and ever and ever. If I kept drawing this line, it would go all the way out through the window if I kept drawing it. So a line goes on forever, but a ray goes on forever in only one direction. Does it continue going this way? No, because there's a point and it stops. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. And then the last thing is called a line segment. This just means a line part of a line, parte de linea. I think that's how you say it. And a line segment looks like this. So a line goes on forever, but part of a line looks like this with two end points. They do not go on forever. It's only a part of a line. So a line segment is part of a line with two end points. Okay, so we have a point, we have a line, we have a ray, and we have a line segment. A line segment is part of a line with two endpoints. A ray, it has one endpoint and it goes on forever in one direction. A line goes on forever in both directions. It would keep going and going and going. And a point is just a boop part, little point on like a map or a piece of paper, just like a period. Okay, we'll do some examples in just a second. Okay, I'm back with some examples, so get excited. Okay, again, here's an example. I'm going to draw another example of a point. If your point looks like this and it is labeled, if this, oh my goodness, I can't draw. Here, and it's labeled this. If you have this and it's labeled B, you would call it point, what do you think? Its label is B, so it's going to be point B. Awesome. Okay, let's try a line. If you saw something like this on your page and it's labeled RS, let's take a look over here. Does this look like this? Does it look like a line? Does it look like a ray? Or does it look like a line segment? Well, I know that it has two arrows going both ways. So I know that it is a line. So we're going to label this line, line RS, because it's not just one point. There's multiple points on a line. So this is line RS. Or it could be line SR. Either one would work, because that's its name. We're just saying, oh, the line has labels on it, an R and an S. Well, that line is going to be called line RS. Okay, I'm gonna draw something on the board and I want you to help me figure out what it is. Okay, I drew something on the board. I don't think it's a line because I didn't draw any arrows. What would it be? Would it be a ray? Does it have a point and an arrow? No. Is it a line segment? It has two end points. Oh, it has two end points. So this right here, what I just drew, would be called line segment. And what labels does it have? Line segment GH. That's the answer. Or line segment HG. That's what you would write on your paper. So your paper is just going to give you examples of lines, points, rays, and line segments. You have to tell me which one it is, and then you have to write down the labels. Does it say BC? Does it say GH? Whatever it is, I want you to write it down. Y'all are going to do awesome. I miss you so much. Keep working hard. Hopefully I'll see you soon.